Hey friends, it's Lena from Wisco Bujo and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do our very first pen pal with me. So this letter is going out to Kristi from Canada. Her Instagram handle is Bujo Escape. I decided to go for a vintage butterfly theme for this letter because I got this amazing roll of pet tape from AliExpress. If you need to know the exact store, it's called the V1 store, but I love this pet tape. It had these beautiful brown butterfly vintage vibes, so what a perfect theme to have. So whenever I start my pen pal response, the first thing I make is the envelope because I feel like the envelope sets the tone for the letter. I usually try to tie in the envelope design with the stationery and letter theme, so in this case I will be including a bunch of vintage butterfly elements. Here I'm just adding a press-on and I'm using a boning knife because I don't have one of those nifty tools to help press the little press-on sticker smoothly. I actually got introduced to these press-on stickers about a year ago by my friend Isha. She and I usually exchange like big boxes of stationery in our swaps to each other, so she included these press-on stickers and I tried it out for the first time and I fell in love because they are so nifty to use, and a lot of them usually come with collage elements, so it makes it easier for the collaging process for envelopes and any other vintage designs I do. Okay, so now for some story time. I got my first pen pal when I was in elementary school at about 5th grade because I used to live in Madison, Wisconsin. That's where I grew up and went to elementary school, and in 4th grade my parents got divorced. So then my dad wanted to move my brother and myself all the way to California where our extended family is, and so me and my best friend Serena exchanged letters for a couple of years. We eventually fell out of touch, but I remember it was such a meaningful experience for me because I was just so excited to keep in touch with my friends back in Wisconsin, and every time she sent me a letter I was always so excited when it arrived. Fast forward to about 2018, 2019, and I finally finished graduate school, so all I had was work, so now I had all this free time in the world. So it was the perfect opportunity to finally dive back into my hobbies, which means really diving into bullet journaling and then also growing my stationery collection. At that time I was really only interested in kawaii, Japanese, Korean stationery, so I joined a Facebook group called Kawaii Stationery and Journaling, I think. But it's by Rainbowholic, so you could probably find it if you look for it now because it still exists. But I saw on there that they had a pen pal sign up form type spreadsheet, so I went on there and I messaged some people who I thought had similar interests to me, and I made some new pen pals, and some of them are still my pen pals till this very day. So shout out to Isha, Clarice, and whoever else is still my pen pal from that time. But also on another note, fun fact, if you're wondering why all of my extended family lives in California and why we're randomly here in Wisconsin, it's because my dad told me that back in the day when I was around 2 years old, he read in a magazine that Madison, Wisconsin was one of the best places to raise children. So he took us from, at that time, Florida to live in Wisconsin. So each of my parents have 6 brothers and sisters, and they all live in California, and we're the nice, random cheesehead family in Wisconsin. But yeah, that also explains why Matt and I are getting married in California, because my family is humongous, so majority of the guest list lives over there, so we thought it would just be better to have our wedding in California. I would love to live there to be closer to my family and my grandparents and such, but y'all, the cost of living in California is insane. So for you Californians, I don't know how you do it, but wow. When we were visiting in November, we checked out some of the apartment prices, just for fun, and I was like, wow, we cannot afford to live even in a studio. Okay, so back to the envelope and my pen pal letter, but the girl sticker and this quote sticker is a printable from Hippie Post. I'm subscribed to her Patreon, so she has printables on there, so I printed these out because I thought it would be perfect for this theme. And that hydrangea glass bottle sticker is part of that pet tape I was talking about earlier. And also, you guys, I totally thought hydrangea was like hydrangea because, growing up Asian, I just pronounced things phonetically, and I went to go ask my partner because he actually used to work at a florist shop, and he's like, yeah, it's hydrangea, and I was like, oh my god, I thought it was hydrangea. I was like, that doesn't even sound right, but whatever. The English language is just weird sometimes. Okay, so now time to decorate our little cellophane bag that we have here. I think I got it from a Patreon, and I reuse all of my packaging because I believe in zero waste and try to be as eco-friendly as possible. So I'm reusing this one that I got, and usually for all of my letters, I include extras, so I need to make something to hold all those extras. In this case, I already had the cellophane bag, so I'm just gonna go ahead and decorate it by layering some elements on there. Sometimes I'll make like a folder or a flip book or just some fun paper craft, and other times I'm just lazy and stick it all in a plastic bag and call it a day. Now that we're done with our bag, we're gonna go ahead and add the extras. So it's Kristi's birthday on, well, it was on the 11th, so this will be posted after the fact, but I wanted to make this one a little bit extra special, so I added some extras than I normally do. But these girl printables, like I mentioned earlier, are from Hippie Post, and I just print them out on sticker paper and cut them all out as you see here. These butterfly postage themed stickers are also from Hippie Post. And these last printables are from Album Love Handmade. I'm also subscribed to her Patreon, so it's a past month's printable, and I just thought it was perfect since it had the butterflies and the brown tones and vintage vibes, so it ended up fitting it pretty well for this theme. So one thing I wanted to note about extras is that it is exactly what it is. It is just extra, and it is not necessary in order to start pen paling or to write a pen pal letter. Don't feel discouraged if you are unable to send extras in your mail, because pen paling is all about getting to know people from all over the world through snail mail, right? So I wouldn't worry about it too much. I just happen to have an excessive amount of stationery, so I feel a lot better about having that much when I share it with my friends. I'm sorry if you feel like I mentioned that a lot in my videos, but I just don't want people to be discouraged from pen paling in this amazing world of snail mail just because they can't send extras to their pen pals. Okay, so now it's time to wrap some washi samples. So these paper tags are from Michael's. You can get them from Michael's or Joann's or any, craft store. And I laminated them because I've sent them unlaminated in the past and I realized that the washi sticks to the paper. So now I just laminate the tags just to be safe, but you could also just use some type of plastic card. Like I've seen, those blank cards that you use for like IDs and such have washi samples, as well as like Pokemon cards and playing cards, since they're more plasticky and the washi tape doesn't rip or tear onto that paper. Those butterfly labels are actually stamps, so I bought Notebook Therapy's Flutter and Dream stamp collection and I just stamped them onto sticker paper and cut them out. I feel like that's a great way to share your stamp collection without actually sending the stamps. I've seen people stamp them on just book pages or just regular paper, but I just put it on sticker paper to make it easier for my pen pals. Alright, so moving on to decorating the letter portion. So usually for kawaii pen pals, I just use a letter set because I buy a bunch of kawaii letter sets, so I don't need to decorate those usually, unless I really want to, but I'm pretty lazy. But for a lot of these vintage letters, I just take this grid paper and I rip out a page and trim the sides, and sometimes I will use the punch to round out the edges, but after that I just go ahead and decorate it by layering elements on it. You could also use letter paper or computer copy paper, whatever you have lying around the house. Now I'm just going to go ahead and layer and decorate some elements onto the top left corner of the paper and the bottom right corner. I feel like those are my go-to sections when I do the decorating, but you could do it however you'd like. Alright friends, we're just about done here, so thank you so much for watching and following along with my first pen pal with me. I hope you found some inspiration from it and could use some of the ideas in your pen paling. Bye! Thank you again for watching.